Reach the summit of Mount Everest is a legendary feat, which demands huge sacrifices. At over 5,400 meters both, base camps are no joke, but they does offer a much more achievable goal for people from all walks of life who still want a glimpse of the world's highest peak. In fact, the Everest Base Camp trek has become so well known that there has been controversy in recent years about trekker, traffic jams, littering, and potential limits on numbers of trekkers permitted per year. Despite its ultra-remote location, the Everest region was impacted by the coronavirus. In March 2020, both China and Nepal closed their borders and cancelled the 2020 Everest climbing season. In November same year, Nepal reopened borders to trekkers in a very limited capacity. It's not compulsory to have a guide for the Everest Base Camp trek, and the trail itself is well marked. Nevertheless, a local guide can greatly enrich your experience, even if you are an experienced trekker. This isn't to say that a trek to Everest Base Camp is simply a beautiful walk. On 25 April 2015, an earthquake triggered an avalanche that swept through the South Base Camp. At least 19 people were said to have been killed as a result. The trek, while not challenging in a technical sense, is still brutally tough on your body due to the altitude. People with average fitness and little hiking experience can do this trek. Still, it's important to prepare for the Everest Base Camp with physical training. There are two base camps on Mount Everest, on opposite sides of the mountain. South Base Camp is in Nepal, while North Base Camp is in the autonomous region of Tibet, China. The base camps are rudimentary camp cities at the base of Mount Everest that are used by mountain climbers during their ascent and descent. They are also visited by hikers. Everest South Base Camp is used when climbing via the Southwest Ridge, while North Base Camp is used when climbing via the Northern Ridge. Supplies are shipped to the South Base Camp by portees and with the help of animals, usually yaks. Usually, the South Base Camp receives many more visitors than the North, Nepal being a very visited land for trekking and mountaineering, and also more accessible without visas. The Everest Base Camp trek on the south side, at an altitude of 18,000 feet or 500 meters, is one of the most popular trekking routes in the Himalayas, and about 40,000 people per year make this trekking. From Lukla, climbers trek upward to the city of Nanche Bazar, following the valley of the Dut Kosi River. It takes about 2 days to reach the village, which is in the central hub of the area. Another 4 days takes to the Everest Base Camp. The North Base Camp is accessed by a paved road that branches from China National Highway 318. Climbers typically rest at the base camp for several days for acclimatization to reduce the risk of altitude sickness. A visit to the North Base Camp is more difficult for foreigners. Access has been closed for tourists since February 2019. Earlier, such permits could be arranged via travel companies in Lhasa as part of a package tour that included hiring a vehicle driver and a guide. The North Base Camp is accessed by vehicle through 100 km. From the base camp, all tourists were required to take the buses managed by the government to limit the traffic in the last stretch of gravel road to a marked hill at 5,200 meters. Advanced Base Camp is today at 6,300 meters, but today is inaccessible without the climbing permit. Which base camp to visit? There are pros and cons for both. The north is more difficult to organize via permits, but it's more comfortable for those who don't walk too much. The sock camp is more touristic but too hard also. The choice, therefore, depends on numerous factors.